Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us. This is News Channel Nebraska. My name's Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top headlines today. Beginning in northeast Nebraska, where the death penalty still on the table for a man accused of a double homicide last year. According to court documents, a motion by the lawyer for Elias Reed to quash Nebraska's death penalty and declare it unconstitutional has been denied. Reed faces 2 counts of first-degree murder related to the deaths of 77-year-old Curtis Strom and 49-year-old William Reffett at a Bloomfield bowling alley last February. Reed set to enter a plea at his arraignment, which is scheduled for January 28th at the Knox County Courthouse in Center. A Lincoln man in jail facing charges after a weekend chase reached speeds well over 100 miles per hour. The Otoe County Sheriff's Office says 48-year-old Suvan Santana was arrested on Saturday. Authorities say they clocked Santana traveling 115 miles an hour near a county highway between the towns of Syracuse and Unadilla. Otoe County says Santana fled a traffic stop and tried to escape out his sunroof after his vehicle was disabled by spike strips. He's since been booked into the Otoe County Jail on several charges. Scary video shows the moment a train crashed into a stalled semi in central Nebraska. Check this out, the collision happening in the town of Odessa, that's a few miles west of Kearney. The Buffalo County Sheriff's Office says the semi stopped on the tracks because of vehicles in front of him. Then it became stuck because of a mechanical issue. The truck driver was able to exit the vehicle before the collision and was unhurt. Union Pacific, meanwhile, says no one on the train's crew was injured. Travelers in Beatrice woke up Tuesday seeing those big ridges of snow missing from streets and U.S. Highway 136 in the Central Business District. Beatrice City Street personnel started removing them late Monday night, worked through the early morning hours of Tuesday. Remnants of the winter storm that blew through the area over the weekend. Using a huge snowblower, graders, and an army of dump trucks, the snow was blown into the trucks, then hauled to a storage area near the Big Blue River in assembly line fashion. The snow piled with the use of a loader at a city-owned site along the Big Blue River, just west of downtown. Now, because of the tight quarters between buildings downtown, snow removal crews first ridged the plowed snow down the center of the street, then remove it later for hauling to the site at First and Ella. The city gets private contractor help in providing an extra dump truck or 2. And now it's cold outside, not just in Nebraska, most of the U.S. facing freezing temperatures because of an Arctic blast. It comes on the heels of a deadly winter storm that spanned thousands of miles in multiple states. Amy Kiley has more on why the back-to-back weather events are so dangerous.
Some seem to be enjoying the winter weather in the U.S. this week. For others, it's still causing problems.
We tried to use the time during the lull to put some more salt down, but really it's likely going to turn to ice.
A massive and deadly storm pushes off the East Coast today after some final havoc in Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware this morning. A list of schools are closed today. In Washington, events for the late President Jimmy Carter are scheduled for later than planned due to weather. Now, an added problem is an Arctic blast coming on the heels of the storm. In many areas,
nobody can go anywhere.
It's preventing snow and ice from completely melting.
The salt doesn't work super well when the temperatures drop like this, so it's going to be hazardous for the next day or 2.
The cold snap is affecting much of the U.S., so lingering dangerous conditions could be a concern all along the recent storm's path. That includes areas from the central U.S. to the East Coast. Some people are without power and heat due to the storm. In certain areas, driving still requires caution.
The roads are starting to look better, but they are still slick.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Elected officials across the state preparing for the state legislature to go back into session this week. In southeast Nebraska, State Senator Tom Brandt of Plymouth stopped by a meeting with the Jefferson County Commissioners to recap the last legislative session and outline plans for the next one, which begins Wednesday in Lincoln. During his address, Brandt discussed fallout from the ballot measures that voters addressed in November, along with property taxes and what his role as a senior senator will be with so many new faces joining the unicameral this month.
So we kind of see our function as trying to get everybody up to speed, to get everybody working together and not have something uber controversial that's going to tear everybody apart, or if we do, people can handle it with dignity and grace. And there's 31 luxury taxes that we've put into a package. Right now, you don't pay sales tax when you charter an airplane, get your swimming pool cleaned, dating services, go to the zoo, things that are kind of discretionary. And so a group of senators have identified that, and we're going to try and go after these sales tax exemptions.
$4,500 for a new car. That was 1976. It was also the year Doug Boyer started working for the Cherry County Roads Department. Now, after nearly 5 decades, he's retiring. And as Casey Wandenberg reports, his departure marks the end of an era for the largest county in Nebraska.
I started when I was 19 years old.
Doug Boyer knows these hallways like the back of his hand. Boyer is packing up his office after serving in the Cherry County Roads Department for nearly half a century.
Oh, it become available there in Mullen, in my hometown. And back then, jobs weren't real easy to get a hold of.
In 1976, at just 19 years old, Boyer first started driving a truck.
I started at $2.65 an hour.
But Boyer quickly moved up the ranks, becoming assistant foreman, then district foreman, and eventually supervisor.
There's lots of stress that goes along at different times. We think of stress with snow removal, but we've had terrible floods.
Boyer's career spanned 4 emergency declarations, including the devastating flood of 2019.
We didn't have a road in District 2 that wasn't affected.
Managing roads in a county larger than the state of Connecticut is no small feat. County commissioners recently honored Boyer with a retirement celebration, calling his departure the end of an era.
And it's really, really unusual for anybody to serve that many years in any job for that matter, so he will truly be missed.
Meanwhile, Boyer isn't certain of his next road in life.
God has guided my footsteps. He's put me out the door from here for right now. I don't know where he's going to lead me.
But he's not afraid to take the road less traveled.
I totally have faith that he'll put me where he wants me.
In Valentine, Casey Wandenberg, News Channel, Nebraska.
The board overseeing the Beatrice landfill operation has approved a bid for an entrance and building for a new landfill southwest of Beatrice. The Beatrice Area Solid Waste Agency selected a contractor out of Lincoln at a cost of just over $4 million.
Bids ranged from $4,052,000 to $4,799,000. So 3 bids within about $700,000 of each other.
3 companies offered bids for the building, the scale house, and the entrance. The earthwork bid came in higher for the new landfill project. The building and entrance bid well under the $6 million engineering estimate. Earlier, the landfill agency board approved a negotiated bid of $6.2 million for the earthwork. In sports, year 2 of the Omaha Supernovas begins this month. One of their new stars, Lindsey Krause, visited with our Andy Klassen to preview the season.
All right, we're at the CHI Center, downtown Omaha, joined by local legend Lindsey Krause. Lindsey, thank you so much for joining me. And what's been most exciting about being part of the Supernovas, the defending champs?
Yeah, I think being a part of this program who has already kind of instilled themselves as expectations and standards of excellence, and having that championship last year, I think it just shows being a part of this program and how much they value all the intangibles of professional athletics, but then also just being great. So I think being a part of this program is something I'm just really looking forward to.
Another thing you got to be looking forward to is staying in the state of Nebraska. Yeah. You had a wonderful, awesome high school career here in Omaha Scott. What does that mean to you, being able to stay close to home?
Yeah, it means everything to me. I'm a massive homebody, so being able to have my entire family here, and come and watch me every single day, even getting to see them whenever I want to, just during the day. And, even just having this opportunity, not just in the United States, but also in my hometown is something I would have never dreamed of. So, I just keep thanking God every day for this opportunity.
What has it been like getting to play with some of the gals that you've known over the years, Allie Batenhorst, some of the Creighton girls as well?
Yeah, it's been amazing, and honestly, it's made the transition into professional volleyball a lot easier. I think a lot of us have all known each other for a long time, so already having those relationships and those connections has made this professional transition from colleges a lot easier for a lot of us.
So for the folks that are going to come down to Omaha and watch you guys play or watch at home at News Channel Nebraska, what should they be looking out for?
I think they should be looking out for how competitive we are as a Supernova group. I think in the gym every single day, regardless of how our physical play is going, you can see how competitive each and every one of us are and how much we work so hard in the gym looking for those connections with each other and just like enjoying it and having fun.
Lindsay, thank you for your time.
Yes.
Good luck on the season.
Thank you so much.
Reporting for News Channel Nebraska in downtown Omaha, I'm Andy Klassen.
And as Andy alluded to, professional volleyball will be returning to News Channel Nebraska starting later this month. NCN will be televising 6 Omaha Supernova matches throughout this season. Obviously, Husker volleyball fans recognize Lindsay Krause. There are some other familiar faces on the team as well. Allie Batenhorst, Caitlin Horde, Kayla Caffey, and 2-time national champion Brianna Holman. So when can you see them? Well, NCN will be televising matches January 31st, February 27th, March 2nd, April 17th, April 25th, and April 27th. Nebraska volleyball play-by-play announcer John Baylor and Husker Olympian Nancy Metcalf will call the games once again. Doesn't get much better than that. Supernovas, of course, coming off a Pro Volleyball Federation championship last year in the league's inaugural year and are looking to defend their title this season. And you can stay up to date with the very latest by following us online. Head to newschannelnebraska.com and click on the News tab there. You can also follow us on X, like us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. This is News Channel Nebraska.